Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Tierney. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Today I am off out to go to a garden party, socially distanced of course. My friend's got a pool, so we're going there. We've been so looking forward to it, and lo and behold, the sun didn't get the memo. It's a little bit grey, it's a little bit cloudy, but are we going to let it ruin our day? No, we are not. So I've done my makeup as if the sun was to come into play. I've done this gold glowy skin glossy lip. Didn't actually put the gloss in the video. I decided I needed it when I come to film the intro, but yeah. So if you want to see how I created this look and hear me just chat absolute waffle for the next however long, then please keep watching. So for my brows, I'm going to do soap brows, and to do this I use a setting spray. Any one you have you can use, or you can use water. I just think that when I use a setting spray it helps to set the brows down. Don't know if that works, but that's what I like to think. And then I'm just taking a spoolie and working the soap into the brush like that. And then what I like to do is I just apply it to my first brow, of course, and I'm really just working at getting that brow. I'm just concentrating at getting that soap in the brow. So I'm not worried too much about shaping it or anything like that at this stage. I just want the soap in the brow. And then once I've brushed it for a few times, the only sort of shaping I do is brushing the hairs in the way I want them to go. So if I want them to be up, then I brush up. And if I want them to be the side, like at the toe of my brow, then I go to the side. And then once I have nicely distributed the soap in the brow, I just take my finger and literally just wipe at the top of my brow, and that will take off the excess soap, which sometimes makes the foundation stick funny. And then I move on to the other side. So then once I've done it to both eyes, I go back to the first eye again, and this time I don't wet the soap anymore. I literally just rub it over so I get a little bit of dry product, so I can really start to manipulate the hairs. And this is where I'll really try and mould them in the way I want them to look, because now they've dried down a bit, they've got a bit of a tackiness to them and they're easier to make the hairs move around. So as you can see, I have highlighted under my brow bone, but I don't actually like the product I use, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to cut the clip out, and I've just sort of got it to a place where it's bearable, and I'm just going to go in with my trusty Urban Decay All Nighter concealer and just pretend that never happened. So I'm just going to put that on all over my lid, well, not all over, but you know what I mean. And then I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to pat it in. So this is a little bit more full coverage of the concealer than I usually use on my eyes, but because I'm going out and I'm going out for quite a long time, I really want it to stay. And as the name would suggest, this concealer lasts a really long time, and it sort of just cancels out any sort of redness on your eye completely. So for my eyes today, I'm using the Urban Decay Honey palette. That's one I chose because I was planning to go, really summery, sort of golden, glowy skin, proper summer vibes, because it's the middle of July. I'm going for a summer day out at my friend's pool, and I'm looking at grey, cloudy skies. But we're not going to let English weather ruin today. So we're just going to pretend that it's 25 degrees out there. So I'm going to start out by taking this colour here, Keeper. I absolutely love this colour. It's so unusual. It's brown, but it's got like a yellow to it, and it's just gorgeous. So I'm going to start with that on a fluffy brush, and we're going to start in the crease. As always, nothing's new. And I'm going to do little circular motions just at the outer corner, as you can see, because what this does is it really builds up the colour pigment right in the socket, but at the same time it blends and feathers out the shadow that is in your crease and towards your brow bone. Basically, nice easy method. So you can see I'm sort of blending it all the way down basically to my cheekbone, and this is to make the blend really seamless, because that's going to be covered with concealer, and at this point you can't really see where the shadow ends until I sort of sharpen it up with concealer. But this way you're going to have just a perfectly seamless eyeshadow basically. What more can you want? So once I've blended that in, I'm going to take it in towards my nose but not bring it down, and this way I create sort of a really open eye look effect, which is what I want. And I just repeat that a few times, just going back in with that shade and back into where I applied the shadow the first time. But then when I'm taking that more shadow, I'm not taking it as high every time. So now I'm at the same stage, both eyes, and you can see that there's not much there because it's quite a light shade, but there's a bit of dimension and there's a bit of depth, even though I've just used one shade because I've sort of layered it and it's then monochromatic. And then we're ready for our dark shade, which is going to be this one here, Drip. And I'm just going to apply that in the outer corner again. So when I take it, I pat it on a few times to begin with, just to really pack on that colour in that outer corner before starting to blend it, because I don't want this one to go too high up. But this time I'm bringing it down more, again, where the concealer's going to go, but I'm not taking it too high up, but I am taking it a little bit higher up. And then once you've done that, I like to go back in with the lighter shade I use first. So I do this no matter what colours I'm doing, just to blend over the two lines, just so that it's just completely blended, don't need to worry about it. So once we're at this stage, I'm going to add just one darker colour still, but this time I'm going to use a smaller brush. And I'm taking that colour against the lash line, but only in my outer corner. And I'm placing it down and then bringing it up a bit. Not very technical terms. I don't know how I actually do this as a job, giving people makeup advice when my technical language is just naff. I know what I'm talking about, but I can't always just think of the words at the right time. You can see I'm not taking like loads of care or anything like that, because I like my personal makeup to be grungy. I like it to not look perfect. I don't want to look like I've put too much effort in when obviously I have. I'm not spending hours getting fine detailed lines, because I just think on me I look like I'm trying to go to prom. I feel like I'm just trying way too hard to be it when I'm not. I definitely prefer a little bit more lived in, you know, less effort sort of look on myself. It's what I find most flattering. A few times I've done makeup looks on myself that I do on clients, and on my clients it looks lovely, and on myself I literally look like I'm going to a school disco. Not ideal. And now I'm going to take the colour, Amber on a flat shader brush. And I'm then just patting it all over my lid, all the way over where I haven't put the darkest colour in the corner. And I actually think that the easiest way to make your makeup look like good all the time is to go for a little bit of a messier look on purpose. So people always say, how do you do your makeup? So I say, well, I can't do that, or blah, blah, blah. You absolutely can, but if you're trying to do a cut crease and it's not neat, it's not going to look that. If you're trying to do a cut crease and you want it to be really sharp, and you do it and you don't get that absolutely crisp sharp line, it's going to look unneat. It's going to look, you know, not its best. Whereas if you purposely make it a little bit more blown out, it's hard to go wrong. So once I've patted it on all over my lid like this, when I get to my crease, I then just take whatever's left in the brush. I do little circular motions at my crease line like this, and that will blow out that shimmer into your matte shades. And then, you know, then it doesn't look messy. It doesn't look like you just slapped it on and you've had no clue what you're doing. Because when you put your lashes on or your mascara and you look back, you have that definition, you have that glow. Obviously, I look silly doing that at the minute, but I'm going to add a lighter colour in my inner corner because I want a pop. So for that, I'm going to take Golden, which is that shade there. And I'm going to take that on my inner corner over the top of the shadow I've already applied, but just in my inner corner area. And again, rather than just placing it right in the inner corner and leaving it as a stamp, take it up and to the side a little bit, just to, you know, spread it out a bit. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to take my favourite glitter now. Obviously, glitter is a bit extra, but I can't actually help myself. I was thinking, do I, don't I? No, it's a day thing. No, actually I will. So this is the Be Beautiful Studio glitter in the colour Ego, and it's my most used product, makeup product in general. I use it on clients, myself, everybody. It's a dream. Can you see that? I don't know. But I'm going to take it on my finger because I really don't want a lot of it. Like, I am telling myself, like, I don't actually need to put this on, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm literally just going to tap it all over where I've put my shimmery colours, but straight on you can't really see it, but then when I move my eye you can just see that glimmer. Like, have you ever seen a more beautiful glitter? Because I know I haven't. Right, so my lashes are on. They are crazy, they are very heavy. I am very, very aware of how in your face they are, but they do look good, and they're the only ones I have. They're not my usual lashes. I actually find Tatti Lashes very difficult to apply. Not sure why. I just find the band so thick, but they're what I've got. So I'm going to work with them, and don't think they look too bad. Like, they're very thick, but we'll move on. And I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter foundation today because it's in my tan shade. As always, take my Juvia's Place flat top foundation brush and whack it on. Like, the coverage in this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, look at that. It's amazing. But I don't actually find that it looks too cakey. I don't think it looks cakey at all. I actually think it looks like skin. It's by far my favourite foundation. And then I just take a flat top foundation buffing brush just to really work that all into my skin, under the double chin as well. Don't want any lines. With concealer, I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter one again. Of course, I don't need a lot of this. It's not like other concealers where I put it all the way down in a triangle, because it's just so full coverage that you just don't need it. Don't waste the product. And I'm going to just take a small buffing brush that perfectly fits the crease of my eye, just like here. Not very flattering, but just what I do. I am going to do a bit of a cream contour. This is a dark shade, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of it because we don't want to go crazy now. On my nose, I literally just take a tiny bit. Like that. I'm just going to pat that in using the same foundation brush I use, because the foundation that's already on the brush will help to diffuse that dark bronzy shade on me. But look how nicely that blends in, like in seconds. It doesn't take too much effort or anything like that, which is what I hate. I don't like things that I've got to sit and blend for ages, because I just don't have the time and I don't have the patience anymore. Like, I want to look nice, sharpish. And for this, I just do patting motions, because you don't want to start moving the product around too much, because otherwise you'll just change the colour of your foundation. And I want to look like I've got a little bit of cheekbone, and I definitely don't. So I'm now going to finish the eyes. I'm actually going to put some eye pencil in my lower waterline, which I don't always do, but I am today. This is an orangey colour. It's the colour Torch Urban Decay 24/7 liner. Take my mirror underneath so I can see quite clearly, and then I'm just going to draw in. You can see that there just adds a little pop of orange. So nice. I'm gonna take whatever's left on this smudger brush, that dark brown, and I'm just going to smudge that at my outer corner, but I'm not taking it too far in, so I'm going to add a pop of bright, like that. I'm taking this really crazy eyeshadow. This is a Colourpop eyeshadow. It's one of their Super Shop pressed pigments, and this is the colour Animal, and it's so cool. It's got shimmer in it. I don't know if you can see, but it's like bright coral. It's a dream, and it's the same colour as my swimsuit, so I thought I'd take that on a little smudger brush. It's not very big, and I'm going to pack that on in my inner corner lower lash line. It has enough of a something to look like a bit wow. What do you think? Bit different, but I love it. Right, it's time to set that bronzer. I'm using the Urban Decay Beach bronzer. Nothing's new. It's the only one I use. Always going to be the same. You've seen me do this before. I literally just put it where I put that cream, just to set it in place and just to deepen it up a little bit. Do I need it? No, I don't. But do I like it? Absolutely. And a little bit under the lip, because I don't get filler, but I do like that plump lip look. I did have a blush brush, can't find it, so we'll use the same one. Taking the Milani taking the Milani blush, and we're gonna put it on the cheeks. I'm not putting too much on because my face is, you know, very made up, and we don't want to be too much, but we'll just do a bit of something. So sleek highlighter drops. Honestly, a few of those things that I found in my full face of first impressions videos, I actually love and I now use in my everyday makeup. It made me think, like, what did I even do before? Not actually sure why I just packed that on my finger. I've never done that before. I've literally been looking for this mascara for about 5 minutes and it was standing up in the middle of the table, and you can't really miss it because it's neon green and metallic. So last thing to do is lips. I'm just going to line them now with the same way I always do. I feel like when I put on lip liner, my lips like look much bigger than they are. I don't really overline them, I just sort of use a darker shade and then a lighter shade to make them look big and plump. Let's spray my face. I think we are done. Nothing more to add. I don't think there's any more makeup I could possibly get on this face, so it's probably where I should end the video. If you got this far, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, like this look, and please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me down below. Please subscribe, it means the world. And yeah, until next time, keep safe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.